Hey, happy people, this is Tanya Hall, the Chocolate Mama from thechocolatemama.com. And I want to come to you today to talk to you a little bit about a method. A method that if you are in a network marketing company or business or MLM company, this is a method that they teach a lot or they talk about a lot, but maybe someone has not really broken down what it means. So today we're going to be talking about forming method. This is a method or strategy that you can use to grow your network marketing business or your MLM company, and if it's done correctly, could be extremely effective. So we're going to get into it right now. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about what forming is. More than anything, forming is building of rapport. Okay, so it's building a relationship, a trust factor between you and someone else. Okay, so but the common mistake, and I want to talk about really closely what the common mistake of forming method is and what it is, and I'm going to break it down in just a second of all the details of that. But I want to talk to you about the common mistakes in using this strategy. Okay, the form method is a cold market method. It should only be used on really people that you don't know. Now here's the exception. There is exception, and the exception is it's people that you haven't seen in a very long time. I mean, years of you not seeing someone. Okay, that's the only exception that you should be using form. Form is a method for cold market. Now there is another method called tap rooting method, which we're not going to get into today. But actually, I left a link to the bottom here of this video where you can go in and just kind of click and look at that, and it's another video that explains the tap rooting method. But today we're talking specifically about form method. But again, form method is only, and it's important that you understand this, that it's only for cold market. Please don't use this method, and you'll understand in a minute why you shouldn't use this method on someone that you see on a regular basis, because it would come off really weird if you did. Okay, now final last thing before we get into the details of what form method is, I think is the most important part of forming, and I think people miss this part, which is why they're not effective with it, is listening. Listening is the most important part. It's not your chance to talk about you. It's not even your chance to talk about your business. As a matter of fact, I'm going to share with you a little bit about how I form people, and I use form to follow up with people later, not to approach them or pitch them my business, my MLM at the time that I'm forming them. Okay, so great. So let's talk about form. Form, FORM. The acronym FORM stands for family, occupation, recreation, and the M is kind of a slash. It's motivation and message. Okay, so what motivates the person, or what's the message? And I have a little trick that I actually do in that particular section. So let's dig in a little bit and let's talk about how to use them. Okay, so family, the F, family. So what you're trying to do with this particular portion of the strategy is you're really trying to get to know them. You're trying to get to know them, and you're trying to get to let them know you. Again, it's about listening and really genuinely being in the conversation. Forming is more about a state of being, not you trying to get information. And I think when people try to use this method, they're trying to grab information because they're waiting to kind of jump in so that they can talk about their business, where it's really and truly, genuinely trying to get to know people, trying to build a friendship. Now, that friendship, not every friend that you come into contact with needs to be a part of your business, a business partner, any of the above. You're just trying to get to know people. So when you're doing with family, you ask questions like, hey, are you married? Do you have any family? Or where are you from? These are kind of questions that need to be asked. Do you have any kids? How old are they? What's their names? Where are you from? These kind of questions are the questions that should be asked in the family, because you're just trying to get to know them. What area of town do you live in? Oh, you live on the southwest area of town. I'm not familiar with that. Oh yeah, I'm very familiar with that area of town. I lived there for the last 10 years. It's your chance to build on that commonality. Both of you have lived or gone or been to some of the same places. Okay, that's it for family. Occupation, real simple. What do you do for a living? How long have you been doing that? Wow, that sounds very interesting. Is that something that you love? Are you loving that job? Really? What do you love about it? What don't you love about it? I love asking them, what don't you love about it? Oh, the hours. Or if it's a job that if somebody says, oh, I'm in construction, you don't have to ask them. Most people know, oh man, the construction is really hard work. How long you been doing that? Yeah, you probably have like feet ache and back ache all the time. And what kind of construction? Ooh, that's hard work there. Or you're outside. Oh wow, that's brutal. And you've been doing that for how long? Wow. These are the way you present these questions. Now, here's a natural thing that's going to happen. When you ask someone what they do for a living, they will naturally ask you what you do for a living. Now, I'm going to side note this so you can really understand it. This is not the time for you to pitch your business opportunity. It is very simply a time for you to have a quick response back to them about what you do, and then you go back to asking them questions. You get basically 30 to 60 seconds to tell what you do, and then go back to what you are trying to get accomplished. So I just say, well, when they ask me, well, what do you do for a living? I say, well, real simply, I help people to find a business that they love, or if they already have a business that they love, well, then I just try to help them to find customers and sales leads and clients online. So real simple, pretty simple what I do. That's it. Then I go back to the conversation. So the next part of conversation is recreation. So recreation can be a little tricky, but not very much. So I usually with recreation, it's kind of a lead way because you already got their family, their occupation out of the way. But recreation is kind of, well, how do you lead into what do you do for fun? So sometimes I say, well, you live on the southwest side of town. What's it do for fun over here? Is there something? What do you do? What are you into? Great way. What are you into? Like, what do you do for fun? Do you hang out, drink? Do you go bowling? Do you go to the movies? Do you picnic? What do you do? Do you drink wine? What do you do for fun? So what's fun to do around here on this side of town? You already know what side of town they live on. Now, if you live on the same side of town and you're familiar, you already told them, don't be silly and ask them, what do you do on this side of town? It makes you look really goofy and not plugged in. Go, hey, you know what? I live over here. You live over here. Have you ever gone to such and such? I love going to that place. It's a really cool place. Have you ever been there? So what are you into? What do you like to do? Where do you like to go? Very simple. Recreation. Okay. Finally, we have motivation. So through the course of the getting the information of family, occupation, recreation, you have learned really what motivates them. You're listening to the keys to tell you what motivates them. Are they motivated by their family? Are they motivated by their job? If they say, well, I work at the construction and I work, 16-hour days. you already know from what they're saying. They're motivated by money. They're motivated by the job. The job is driving them. You know, good question. Wow, do you put in all of those hours at that job? Are you putting in all of the hours because you just love being there all the time? Or do you put in all those hours because you got bills you got to get paid and kind of got to take care of family? They'll tell you, well, you know, I'm doing these extra hours because I have a child in college. Or no, I just really I love my job. I love being there. Those are two different kinds of people. They're motivated by two different things, okay? And then when I said motivation message, here's where it gets kind of interesting, because it's more about not their message. It's about their motivation, but your message. See, they've already asked you, what do you do? Or you've already expressed somewhere in there what you do. So here's your chance to say, if they are in the network marketing MLM field, then you can say, hey, you know, you just shared with me a little while ago that you've been struggling to build your business online. I would love to, you know, maybe sit down and chat about that sometime. I think I might have some things to help you. Hey, let's do a little exchange. I'm going to give you my information. You give me yours and we'll exchange. And you schedule a time for later, a particular time that's set aside just to talk about that. Now, if it's someone that you are wanting to kind of talk to them about your business opportunity, same lead in. However, you're talking to them saying, hey, you know what? You're a really good guy. Or, hey, you know what? You're an awesome lady. And you know, you told me that you're trying to do all these extra hours on your job. You're putting in 16-hour days. You're putting in, you know, 13-hour days, whatever it is, fill in the blank, to build enough revenue to help your kids through college. And to be perfect, I really admire that. But if I could show you a way to do that from home, or if I could show you a way to build that without putting in so many hours, but maybe matching the same income, could we sit down another time? Because I'm in a little bit of a hurry. I have to get going here. And it's been great meeting you and great knowing you. But can I show you this stuff a little bit later? Let's exchange information, and then I'll give you a ring back. When's a convenient time? Or I got an opening on Tuesday at 4. Would that work for you? See the difference? You're going to merge them. So when I say motivation and message, it's not their message, it's your message. It's their motivation, but your message. Does that make sense? I hope so. So I hope that this has helped you in learning the path to really forming a prospect, cold market prospect, building great rapport, listening to what they are saying. So I hope this helps. And please feel free to hit me up. Send me a message. I love to hear from people. I really sincerely love to hear from people. Go ahead, give me a quick inbox message. Also, I put some links down there to some other training that I think that go along with this that you might want to take a look at. But I appreciate your time. All right, till next time. Bye-bye.